So hey all, and thank you so much for the love and support for my previous video. I'm really happy that my video has crossed 100 and 200 viewership marked and has reached 1K. Thank you so much. Keep on loving and keep on supporting me. I really thank you so much, and keep on supporting me in the near future as well. And let's make this family grow. So let's get started. Okay, so I wanted to do a Q&A video for the longest time, but since not many people turned up for it, so I had to switch to this video, which is like really basic. I won't even say basic, like generic. I'm generally not a really books person, but some books I absolutely love because of the fast-paced storytelling and because of the heavy, intense plot lines, which has all those. It can be fiction, it can be a biography. I'm so much into those realistic storylines and so much into realism in a story that I definitely would love to read, and I would definitely recommend you these books or suggest you these books. You may like it or not, it's up to you. So let me recommend books. Let me start with the books first. The first would be Lipstick in Afghanistan. So I'll tell you the synopsis, like in a gist. So it's about this nurse, American nurse. The book is by Roberta Gately, who herself has been a nurse and who herself has gone to countries like war-torn countries like Afghanistan and North African countries and all these, Liberia and all these kind of North Pakistan and Somalia and all these kind of countries, and has served there as an aid worker. So she has served there, and it's kind of loosely based on her experience, but it's more of a reality fiction, like fiction based, set in a real life setting. So it's about this nurse called Elsa Murphy, and she is from Boston, from a very lower middle class family in Massachusetts. She one day kind of applies for this organization called Aid du Monde, a French organization that is kind of sending doctors and kind of like a Doctors Without Borders. So she applies, she gets in there, and she is sent to Afghanistan. And there she befriends this Afghan woman called Parveen, who is, living a life, she lost her husband and she is living in the midst of Taliban and two women coming from different worlds, yet facing almost the same challenges, and how they bond over, and what is their friendship like, and what makes them stick together even in the most difficult times. Though it has a sad ending, but definitely it's about love, loss, longing, and friendship, true friendship. And also what's interesting is that the only, symbolic or the significant factor, the symbol, is the lipstick that gives both of them the kind of confidence and the kind of, how they deal with the world with a power or the magic of just by few tubes of lipsticks that Elsa carries, and how lipsticks really, or the love for lipsticks really connect these two women. It's fascinating. It's a fast read, it's engaging, it has variety of interesting characters, and it also kind of gives you a sense of hope, bittersweet moments, as well as it kind of helps you kickstart conversations. The next one is The Day That Nothing Happened by Sonal Sehgal. This one is kind of slow and kind of a hodgepodge, kind of a disconnected storytelling, I would say, in terms of writing, in the format of a book. But the theme is more towards the theory of parallel universe and the theory of multiverse, which I am really interested in, parallel universe and multiverse, and the theory of multiverse, and how in there are multiple universes, and in one dimension, like if I'm sitting here and making a YouTube video, in another universe I may be doing something else, and in another universe I may be doing something else. And I honestly feel that filmmakers or even web series makers should really explore, the theory of parallel universe and multiverse, though it may not appeal to many people. Like initially it did not appeal too much to me, but when I started diving into it more and more, it became quite interesting. The third one is Straight to Normal. It's by this author and journalist Sharif Rangnekar. As the name suggests, that this person has been dealing with his, what should I say, inner, sexual repression as a gay man, and coming out as a gay man in India. It's very interesting, not just because, see, I have been very close to a lot of LGBTQ causes, and I myself advocate for LGBT rights, and this has been, it's kind of more than just interesting. It just talks about more of a repression of a gay person in India, and how, battling with himself and battling with kind of his confidence, his self-esteem, that interferes with his, what should I say, with his work life, and how he's dealing with that work, and how he and his family, and how he comes out, and what he kind of makes of it, how the journey of coming out as a gay man in India. I mean, a lot of people talk about it, there are movies on it, there are shows on it, but somehow I like the fact that this book focuses more, in a nuanced way, in a more psychological way, in a depth way. So the next one I'm going to recommend you is called The Girl with Seven Names. This is by far one of my favorite books, that is so engaging, and so, what should I say, something that I really, I was like shocked, more than shocked, I was shaken. It's something like, that girl was me. You could replace that girl with yourselves, and you could actually think and invest in that girl. I mean, I would really want to praise Hyoseo Lee for this kind of a beautiful effort. So the kind of a gist is this, that this girl is a defector from North Korea. She has escaped North Korea, and her childhood, she talks about initially her childhood in North Korea and the society in North Korea. Everything what she's writing is so descriptive and so detailed, like bit by bit, like the kind of ideological indoctrination classes that take place, for North Korean students, and how, students are kind of brainwashed into believing that their land is the supreme. So there's a lot of detailed account, and it's so harrowing, intense, and interesting how the girl changes her names one by one, and consistently keeps a secret that she's actually a North Korean defector, and how defectors are actually treated, in other parts of the country, in other parts of South Korea, let's take where she again relocates. That's also another story altogether, and how she kind of, is treated there, and how life and economy is so different than of North Korea. And it's such a detailed, sensitive account of that girl, how she deals with all this emotion of loneliness and of feeling cut off from the family, because you kind of ran away from home, and how you are, separated from your own loved ones. Okay, so this fifth one and the last one in my book recommendations, this I'm currently reading, is called Chothra Shastra by V.J. James. So this one is kind of a black comedy about a thief and how he encounters a professor and how the professor teaches him the science of thievery. It's more, the only flaw I would say is it's more if you're not from the south, that is, which I am not from the south. So, and especially like Kerala and Tamil Nadu, you will not really understand the south terminology or the south names of Indian Hindu gods and goddesses. It's a good mystical read into, you know, a world of a thief and how from rags to riches he becomes. So I'm on this one, I'm reading this one. It's by VJ James. He's a Malayali writer from Kerala, like Kerala, Tamil Nadu. I don't know exactly where, but he's from the south. And this is more to do with also mythology and more mystical and mysticisms, which kind of fascinate me. So I would recommend this one, though I'm reading this one, the last one. I would definitely recommend this one to you if you want to read more black comedies and mysticism and more the science of thievery, as the professor hilariously calls it. I would recommend this one for you.
Do subscribe to Vinny Nanda's channel and give lots of love. Say hi. Hi.
Ui. Kau ni cutan na.
Bye. Like, share, comment.
Okay. Go now. Bye. Bye, Candy. What are you looking at?
Bye.
She's cute. Okay, so do subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment, and I will try to upload videos every week. If I'm free, that is, and if I'm not busy with work, that is. Also, if you have any recommendations in the form of web series, books, movies, I will be doing movies that I recommend sooner or later. So if you have any web series or books to recommend in English or in Hindi, you can write it down in the comment section. If you have any books, movies to recommend, music to recommend, please write it down in the comment section below and do let me know. Thank you so much. See ya!